They fear the one who says nothing. They fear him because they don't understand him. And what they don't understand, they can't control. The world is loud, noise everywhere. People shouting for attention, begging to be heard, screaming their opinions like it makes them stronger. But the strongest man in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who doesn't need to speak. It's the man who doesn't chase attention. He commands it without a word, because he knows something they don't. He knows power lives in silence. He knows mastery is quiet and control is still. They fear the one who says nothing, because silence makes people uncomfortable. It makes them second-guess themselves. It makes them feel exposed, naked. They fill the silence with words, nervous chatter, empty noise, hoping to cover up their fear. But the one who says nothing, he just watches, he listens. And when you listen, you learn. You see the truth that others are too loud to notice. You hear the weakness in their voices. You hear the doubt they try to hide. You see through the lies, and you stay quiet, because power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. A lion doesn't tell you it's a lion. It doesn't need to roar to prove it's king. Its presence does the talking. That's why they fear the one who says nothing. They don't know what he's thinking. They can't figure out his next move. And that terrifies them. They call him cold. They call him arrogant. They call him distant. But deep down, they respect him. Because in a world of noise, he is the one thing they can't ignore. Stillness is power. Silence is control. The man who controls himself controls everything. Your mouth moves less when your mind is stronger. When your emotions are mastered. When you don't need validation. When you don't care who understands you. When you're done explaining yourself. You don't owe anyone your words. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them anything. And that makes you dangerous, because they can't manipulate you. They can't provoke you. They can't find a weakness in your silence. They poke at you. They try to get a reaction. They test you. But you give them nothing, and it drives them mad. Because silence is a mirror, and when you hold it up, they see themselves. They see their insecurities. They see their weakness, and they hate you for it. But that's not your problem. You walk your path. You move in silence. You are disciplined, controlled, calm, because you've trained your mind, you've trained your emotions, you've trained your spirit. You are not easily moved. You are not easily shaken. You are unbreakable, and they fear that. The man who says nothing has nothing to prove. He has nothing to defend. He doesn't need your approval. He doesn't need your praise. He doesn't care if you love him or hate him, because he loves himself. He respects himself. He trusts himself. And when you trust yourself, you don't need noise. You don't need applause. You don't need attention. You don't need annulum. That's why they fear the one who says nothing. Because they need the crowd. They need to be heard. They need validation. And he doesn't. He doesn't need. He chooses. He chooses his words. He chooses his battles. He chooses when to act and when to wait. And when he acts, it's precise, it's unstoppable, it's final. No wasted movement, no wasted energy, because he's not emotional, he's not impulsive, he's not chasing chaos. He's calculated, he's deliberate, he's patient. And patience is power. You see, the loud ones, they're impatient. They're in a hurry. They can't wait. They rush, they stumble, they fall. But the one who says nothing, he waits. He watches, he studies, he prepares, he strikes when the time is right. And when he does, it's game over, because he's been 10 steps ahead the whole time. While they were busy talking, he was busy planning. While they were busy performing, he was busy building. While they were busy looking for attention, he was busy creating legacy. And that's why they fear him, because he doesn't play their game. He plays his own, and he plays to win, not for applause, not for fame, not for approval, for purpose, for meaning, for legacy. They fear the one who says nothing, because he's unpredictable. You can't predict the storm that doesn't make a sound. You can't predict the punch you never see coming. And by the time you realize he's moved, it's too late. That's the power of silence. That's the power of control. That's the power of the disciplined mind. And you have that power inside you, but you have to earn it. You have to train it. You have to kill the part of you that needs noise, the part that needs validation, the part that needs approval. Kill it. You don't need it. You are enough without it. You are complete without it. You are powerful without it. But you have to go to war with yourself first. You have to conquer your emotions. You have to conquer your needs. You have to conquer your ego. The ego wants to be heard. The ego wants to be seen. The ego wants to be praised. But the warrior doesn't care. The warrior doesn't need it. The warrior is silent, disciplined, patient. The warrior speaks when there is purpose, not to fill the silence, but to command it. And when he speaks, the world listens, because he's earned that respect. And that's your job. Earn it. Become the one who says nothing, the one who listens, the one who learns, the one who moves in silence and strikes with precision. Be the one they fear. Be the one they can't predict. Be the one they can't understand. Because they can't control what they don't understand, and they can't defeat what they can't control. You are that force. You are that power. You are that silent warrior, and they fear you for it. But you don't fear them. You don't fear anyone, because you've gone through the fire. You've gone through the darkness, and you didn't run. You stood there, silent, still, and you came out stronger. They'll never understand that strength, because they're too loud to hear it. But you hear it, you feel it. It's the sound of discipline, the sound of control, the sound of power, and it's silent. Wear it like armor. Move with it like a shadow. Be the one who says nothing, and let them fear you for it, because that fear is respect, and you earned it. Stay silent, stay patient, stay dangerous. Listen, close. This is not for the weak. This is not for the loud. This is not for the ones who need to be heard. This is for the quiet, the watchers, the ones who move in the shadows, the ones who don't need to speak to be felt. They fear you. They fear you because they can't read you. They fear you because they can't control you. They fear you because you don't need them. You are the one who says nothing, and that terrifies them. Let me tell you why. When you speak, you give yourself away. Your words are clues. Your tone is a map. Your emotions are weaknesses they can exploit. But when you say nothing, you become a mystery, a force, a threat. Silence is power. Silence is control. Silence is dominance. Think about it. The lewdest in the room, they're scared. They're insecure. They need you to hear them. They need you to validate them. They need you to react. But you don't need anything. You observe. You analyze. You wait. And that's what makes you dangerous. They can't predict you. They can't manipulate you. They can't break you. Because you don't give them anything to work with. You are a wall, a mountain, a storm they can't navigate. And that's why they fear you. But here's the truth. This isn't just about silence. It's about strategy. It's about mindset. It's about power. You don't stay quiet because you're weak. You stay quiet because you're strong. You don't stay quiet because you're afraid. You stay quiet because you're prepared. You don't stay quiet because you have nothing to say. You stay quiet because you know when to say it. And when you speak, it's devastating. Because your words have weight. Your words have purpose. Your words have power. They don't just hear you, they feel you. That's the difference. The loud ones, they're noise, they're distractions, they're smoke screens. But you're the calm before the storm. You're the silence before the strike. You're the one they never see coming. And that's why they fear you. But let me ask you this. Are you ready to embrace that power? Are you ready to step into that role? Are you ready to become the one they fear? Because it's not easy. It's not comfortable. It's not safe. But it's worth it. Here's how you do it. First, master your mind. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but it's also your greatest enemy. You need to control it. You need to train it. You need to harness it. Every thought, every emotion, every impulse, they are not your master. You are. When you master your mind, you master your life. Second, embrace the silence. Silence is not empty. Silence is full. It's full of power. It's full of potential. It's full of possibility. But you have to learn to use it. Practice being still. Practice being quiet. Practice being present. Listen more. Speak less. Observe everything. The more you embrace the silence, the more you control the room. Third, move with purpose. Every step, every action, every decision, they must have meaning, they must have intention, they must have power. Don't just move, dominate. Don't just ACT, impact. Don't just exist, conquer. Fourth, build your inner strength. Strength is not just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. You need to be unbreakable. You need to be unstoppable. You need to be unmovable. How? By facing your fears, by embracing your pain, by pushing your limits. Every challenge, every setback, every failure, they are opportunities to grow. They are opportunities to become stronger. Fifth, learn to strike when the time is right, when the moment is perfect, when the impact is maximum. That's when you strike. Not before, not after. Right. On time. Because when you strike, it's not just an action, it's a statement. It says, I am here. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. And that's when they realize they didn't just underestimate you, they miscalculated you. And by then, it's too late because you've already won. But here's the thing. This is not just about them. This is about you. This is about becoming the best version of yourself. This is about unlocking the power within you. This is about living a life of purpose, Pennsylvania SSION, and power. So ask yourself, are you ready to embrace the silence? Are you ready to step into your power? Are you ready to become the one they fear? If the answer is yes, then this is your moment. This is your time. This is your battle cry. Go out there, be quiet, be strong, be fearless. And when the time comes, strike. Because the world doesn't belong to the loud. It belongs to the one who says nothing. And that one is you. You've heard the call, you've felt the power, you've tasted the silence. But this is just the beginning. What comes next is the unspoken code, the rules of the silent warrior, the blueprint for dominance. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the ones who quit. This is for the ones who are ready to go all in. Let's dive deep. The silent warrior is a master of observation. You don't just look, you SE. You don't just hear, you listen. You don't just touch, you feel. Every detail, every movement, every word. They are pieces of the puzzle, and you are the one who puts it together. When you observe, you learn. When you learn, you understand. When you understand, you control. The world is your classroom, and every person is your teacher, even the ones who hate you, especially the ones who hate you, because they show you your weaknesses. They show you your blind spots. They show you where you need to grow. So observe, absorb, adapt. And when the time comes, you'll be ready. Patience is not waiting. Patience is preparing. The silent warrior knows that time is a weapon. The loud ones, they rush, they panic, they make mistakes. But you wait, you watch, you strike when the time is right. Because you know that every second is an opportunity. Every moment is a chance to gain the upper hand. Patience is not passive. Patience is active. It's the will to hold back when others would charge. It's the strength to stay calm when others would crumble. It's the vision to see beyond the now. So be patient, but never stagnant, because the silent warrior knows that the best moves are made in silence. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. The silent warrior doesn't rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation is unreliable. You rely on discipline. Discipline is the daily grind. The habits, the routines, the sacrifices. It's waking up when you want to sleep. It's pushing when you want to quit. It's staying focused when the world distracts you. Discipline is not easy, but it's necessary. Because without discipline, you are just a dreamer. But with discipline, you are a doer. So build your discipline, one day at a time, one step at a time, until it becomes your second nature, until it becomes your superpower. Emotions are a double-edged sword. They can fuel you, or they can destroy you. The silent warrior knows how to wield them. You don't suppress your emotions. You don't ignore them. You control them. Because when you control your emotions, you control the game. Anger, use it to fuel your focus. Fear, use it to sharpen your instincts. Doubt, use it to test your resolve. Every emotion is a tool, and you are the master craftsman. So don't let your emotions control you. You control them. The silent warrior doesn't just talk, they act. But their actions are not random. They are calculated. They are precise. They are devastating. When you ACT, you do it with purpose. You do it with power. You do it with impact. Because every action is a statement. It says, I am here. I am capable. I am unstoppable. But here's the KEY. You don't ACT to prove. You ACT to improve. You don't act to impress. You act to express. Because the silent warrior knows that the greatest actions are the ones that speak for themselves. So act. But act with intention, because the world doesn't reward the ones who talk. It rewards the ones who do. The path of the silent warrior is not easy. There will be failures. There will be setbacks. There will be pain. But the silent warrior doesn't break. They bend. They adapt. They rise. Because resilience is not about avoiding falls. It's about getting back up. Every fall is a lesson. Every setback is a test. Every pain is a teacher. And the silent warrior knows that the only way to lose is to quit. So when you fall, Rhode Island SC, when you fail, learn. When you hurt, heal. Because the silent warrior is not defined by their falls. They are defined by their comebacks. The silent warrior is loyal, but not to people, not to things, to their mission, to their purpose, to their code, because loyalty to anything else is a distraction. The silent warrior knows that the only way to win is to stay true to themselves. So they don't chase validation. They don't seek approval. They don't beg for acceptance. They stay loyal to their path because the silent warrior knows that the only person they need to impress is themselves. The silent warrior doesn't just live for today, they build for tomorrow. They know that their actions today will echo in the future. So they don't just fight for themselves, they fight for the ones who will come after. Because the silent warrior knows that the greatest victory is not just winning, it's inspiring, it's empowering, it's leaving a legacy. So build, create, inspire, because the silent warrior knows that the true measure of success is not what you take, it's what you leave behind. This is the unspoken code, the path of the silent warrior. It's not easy, it's not simple, it's not for everyone. But if you're ready to embrace it, if you're ready to live it, if you're ready to become it, then this is your call. This is your moment. This is your legacy. Go out there, be silent, be strong, be unstoppable. And when the time comes, make them fear the silence. Because the world doesn't belong to the loud. It belongs to the one who says nothing. And that one is you. This is your battle cry, your path to power, your legacy in the making. Now go and make them fear the silence. Listen up. They're watching you. Not because of what you say, not because of the noise you make, but because of what you don't say. The silence, the stillness, that unshakable calm that rattles their bones. They fear the one who says nothing. Why? Because silence isn't weakness, it's power. It's a storm brewing behind closed eyes. It's a blade sharpened in the dark. You don't need to scream to be heard. You don't need to flex to be felt. Your presence, Alana Raw, real, unrelenting cuts, deeper than words ever could. You've seen it. The loud ones, the braggers, the chest thumpers, they shout to fill the void. They talk to drown the doubt. But you don't need to. You stand there, quiet, steady, a mountain in a hurricane. And that's what terrifies them. They can't read you, they can't predict you, they don't know what's coming. And that uncertainty, it eats at them, gnaws at their fragile little egos. Because while they're busy yelling, you're building. Wasting breath, you're forging something unbreakable. Let me tell you something, silence isn't passive. It's not surrender. It's a weapon, a choice, a declaration. You don't owe anyone your thoughts. You don't owe them your plans. You don't owe them a damn thing. Every time you hold back, every time you let the moment stretch, you're taking control. You're rewriting the rules. They want you to react. They want you to crack. But you just watch. You wait. You strike when the iron's hot-hand, not a second before. Think about it. The lion doesn't roar every step it takes. It stalks. It moves. It knows the kill is coming. That's you. You're not here to entertain them. You're not here to play their game. You're here to win. And winning doesn't need a soundtrack. It doesn't need applause. It just needs you focused, fierce, and ready. They fear the one who says nothing because they know when you finally move, it's over, done, No warning, no debate, just results. You felt it, haven't you? That itch, that fire. The world tries to pull it out of you. They poke, they prod, they beg for a reaction. But you don't give it to them. You hold it in. You let it burn. You let it grow. That's your edge. That's your strength. Every jab they throw, every word they spit, it's fuel. You take it. You absorb it. You turn it into something they can't touch, something they can't stop. They fear you because they can't break you. They can't figure you out. You're a riddle wrapped in steel, and they're too scared to solve it. Let's get real. Life's a battlefield. Every day, every hour, you're surrounded by noise people telling you who to be, what to say, how to live. But you don't bend. You don't bow. You stand tall in the chaos. Silent, resolute. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you a threat. Not the fists you throw or the words you sling, but the fact that you don't need to. Your power isn't borrowed. It's not loud. It's born in you. It's etched in your bones. And they can feel it, even when you don't say a word. Look around. The world's obsessed with chatter. Social media, endless posts, everyone screaming into the void. But you're different. You don't need the spotlight. You don't need the likes. You're not here to be seen, you're here to be felt. And that's what they can't handle. They're addicted to the noise, and you're the quiet that haunts them. You're the shadow they can't shake. You're the one they'll never forget. Here's the truth. Silence is your armor. It's your shield. It's the wall they can't climb. Every time you hold your tongue, you're training yourself. You're sharpening your mind. You're teaching yourself patience, discipline, control. The loud ones, they're slaves to their impulses. They spill everything, every thought, every plan, every weakness. But you keep it locked. You keep it sacred. And when the time comes, when the moment's right, you unleash it. Not with a shout, not with a scene, but with action. Pure, devastating action. They fear you because they don't know what's coming. They don't know what you're capable of. And that's your advantage. You don't telegraph your moves. You don't tip your hand. You let them guess. You let them squirm. You let them wonder. And while they're scrambling, you're 3 steps ahead. Always. That's the game. That's the grind. That's the life you're built for. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine this. You're in a room. Everyone's talking. Everyone's fighting for attention. And there you are, silent, watching, listening. They glance at you. They feel it, the weight, the tension. They don't know why, but they're nervous. They're off balance. You haven't said a word, but you own that room. You command it. Not with volume, not with drama, but with presence. That's power they can't fake. That's power they can't steal. You're not here to fit in. You're not here to play nice. You're here to carve your name into the world. And you don't need to announce it. You don't need a megaphone. You just do it. Step by step. Brick by brick. Silent as the grave, strong as the tide. They fear you because they can't stop you. They can't slow you down. They can't even see you coming until it's too late. Let's talk about the doubters, the haters, the ones who try to drag you down. They'll call you cold. They'll call you distant. They'll say you're hiding something. Let them. Let them talk. Let them waste their breath. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them your soul. Your silence isn't for them, it's for you. It's your fortress. It's your fuel. Every time they jab, every time they sneer, you get stronger. You get sharper. You get closer to the top. And here's the kicker. They know it. Deep down, they feel it. They see the fire in your eyes. They see the steel in your spine. They know you're not like them. You're not fragile. You're not loud because you're scared. You're quiet because you're sore. You're certain. You've got something they'll never have. Resolve. Grit. The kind of strength that doesn't need a stage. You're a warrior. Not the kind with a sword or a shield, but the kind that fights with their mind, their will, their soul. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need their approval. You don't need their cheers. You've got everything you need right here, right now, inside you. That's why they fear you. That's why they'll always fear you. Because you don't need them, and they can't stand it. So what's the move? Keep going, keep building, keep rising. Don't let them pull you into their noise. Don't let them drag you into their mess. Stay silent, stay steady, stay you. Every step you take, every goal you crush, it's a message. Not a loud one, not a flashy one, but a clear one. You're here, you're real, and you're not stopping for anyone. They'll try to bait you. They'll try to break you. They'll throw everything they've got to get a rise out of you. But you just smile, you nod, you keep moving. That's your power. That's your victory. You don't need to tell them you're winning, they'll see it. They'll feel it. And it'll haunt them. Listen to me. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just existing, you're conquering. Every day you wake up, every breath you take, you're proving them wrong. You're showing them what strength really looks like. Not the loud kind, not the fake kind, the real kind, the kind that doesn't need a word to back it up. You're the one they fear, the one who says nothing, the one who does everything. You're the storm they can't predict, the force they can't stop, the shadow they can't escape. And you don't need to tell them that. You don't need to shout it. You just live it every damn day. So stand up. Right now, feel it. That power, that fire, it's yours, not theirs, never theirs. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it. You just need to USC it. Take it. Wield it. Let it drive you. Let it push you. Let it make you unstoppable. They fear the one who says nothing because they know silence isn't empty. It's full of purpose, full of strength, full of you. And that's something they'll never understand. Something they'll never touch. Something they'll always dread. This is your moment, your fight, your life. Don't waste it on words. Don't waste it on noise. Live it. Breathe it. Own it. Let them fear you. Let them wonder. Let them shake. Because you're the one who says nothing, does everything.